This renovation, like all others presented on our channel, is supervised by the Austrian Institute of Building Security.
Good morning. Welcome back. Today we will again show how we dry walls. In this case, the problem arose from capillary moisture absorption. And of course, as usual, we will use NCT technology to eliminate both the causes and effects of this phenomenon. We are dealing with a basement in the town of Scheidbuchen. The key challenge, as I said, was the strong capillary action of water, leading to quite dramatic moisture in the wall structure, I would say, and the formation of salt efflorescence, which confirms my assessment and weakening of the mortar joints. Thanks to the application of NCT technology, we, of course, halted this process and dried the walls. We restored their structure through a forced petrification effect. Forced, but also accelerated. Why is the capillary water rise problem so dangerous? This natural phenomenon, a gravitational phenomenon, well, we cannot eliminate it, but we can counteract it. Water presses against the walls from below, especially those that have no waterproofing foundations, walls. After these walls weather over time, particularly those containing organic chemical compounds, volatile compounds, capillaries form, and within these capillaries, water moves. It transports mineral salts, which lead to the cracking of structures and the peeling of plasters. That is, everything you see on damp walls. Wet walls, as you have seen many times, simply tend to flake. The lack of effective isolation from capillary water causes even new plasters and paints not to last long on the wall, or at least not look the way we would like them to. What to do to effectively solve this problem? For surface waterproofing is not enough here, you see, because surface waterproofing is like covering a wet wall with wallpaper. No one would do that. Here, intervention is needed deep within the wall to eliminate the problem right there inside before we can even start talking about anything else. I mean any finishing. It is necessary to seal such a wall from the inside, such a system aside, as I said, and here we propose mineral sealing, and in stages this sealing looks as follows. First, we conduct diagnostics because the level of wall dampness, as you know, can vary. Here, we often simply use a gum probe. At the beginning, we perform such a measurement, determine the salt level, and ascertain up to which point on the wall, or which areas on the surface of the wall, or on the floor. Since our repairs also involve floors, it is necessary to remove the mortar and plaster that have deteriorated due to water and these mineral salts. Then we proceed to the actual stopping of capillary water rise. In the first stage, we use a thin NCT crystal mortar, thin so that it quickly penetrates deep into the wall, permeating it and the pores within it. NCT crystal contains a mineral mix that permanently stops moisture movement in the wall through the crystallization mechanism. It penetrates deeply into the structure of brick, concrete, and and can also be sandstone walls. It reaches the capillaries where the water moves, initiates the crystallization process in them, using the water that is in the capillaries, creating insoluble mineral structures that permanently block moisture transport. NCT crystal primarily also stops further salt efflorescence, preventing the migration of salts from the lower to the upper parts of the wall. It also works throughout the entire volume of the wall, not just on the surface, as I mentioned to you about this wallpaper, and thanks to this, the drying effect is permanent, not just superficial to our eyes. Later, such a wall needs to be restored because, unfortunately, removing damp spots involved chiseling, as you know, and here our next mineral mortar comes into play. We call it NCT TIM. It has exactly that kind of consistency, thicker, much thicker plastic, which is why it is suitable for recreating such structures. We seal joints, all cracks, openings. It is a mineral mortar with drying properties as well. It works synergistically, meaning at the same time with NCT crystal. So by using two mortars, we can be absolutely sure that the penetration of the wall while restoring it simultaneously will occur faster and much more efficiently. Je tak jsou edition de fascina Generally, if they're applying both of these mortars, we completely close the capillaries with water and crystallize them in a short time. Removing capillary rise required, of course, the restoration or new implementation of the waterproofing of the wall base. In this case, there was no such waterproofing, so we had to cut a groove along the perimeter of the walls in this basement. Next, also chip or undercut it under the proper wall to apply crystal and NCT Lime in it or under it. In this way, we primarily ensured the protection of this wall from below, effectively cutting off capillary action from the walls above. And the last step is finishing, which means we apply NCT Lime plaster. It's a plaster that provides lasting protection for the dried wall. It allows for a nice uniform aesthetic surface. Besides that, which is very important because it's not just about the appearance, but NCT Lime also prevents moisture from entering the wall from the inside and allows moisture to exit from the wall to the outside. So it is a diffusion open coating and works somewhat like wind insulation known from frame construction or roofs. Also built for masonry houses where these micropores in the wind insulation release water outside but do not let it inside. NCT Lime, that is high vapor permeability, natural composition based on lime, which is important. It also regulates the climate. The air in such a room gives a pleasant feeling of freshness because NCT Lime works antibacterial. It also provides resistance to mineral salts. So for salt efflorescence to appear on NCT Lime on such a surface is practically unlikely, at least over a period of those 30 years minimum. Thus, the degradation process of the walls was halted. Protection, yes, of course, from mineral salts, rebuilding the structure of the walls, improving their static properties. Once petrified, they truly become much more solid than they were initially, as they even become much more mechanically durable. Besides, well, you can see the repair effect yourselves. It looks aesthetic. We assure you it will be long-lasting. This basement will look much more attractive than before. Who would we recommend this type of repair to? Primarily, it works well in the renovation of old buildings. Let's also mention monuments. So this is addressed from my side to conservators, but also in other new constructions that require effective wall drying. Because, as I said, unfortunately, even in new constructions, we have significant problems with water, capillary rise, penetration, and also the level through the walls. So we invite you to contact us.